David came back to us full time in April of 2017. Before he came back, he had an incident on his school bus for no reason, just testing his foster parents. Um, he ran up the aisle and grabbed the steering wheel of a bus on Marshall's bus service. Well, one of their buses. Um, yeah, it was reported by the bus driver because he got kicked off of it. It's also reported to the school because, they have to have record of that. So it's there. Um, David was taught to manipulate and lie by his mom. That's what got him put into CPS's care, and that is what got him put into St. Vincent, and I can prove that off that false report that Shockey has. That was right around the time that Tiffany was playing the games that she was playing, which proved that she was doing some type of scam behind my back. She knew if she could get us back to my mom's house that she could do this because she was able to manipulate women very well. And I treated people equally. If I knew you were doing something, we were going to handle it right then and there. Yeah. Now, David, as I stated before, had tried to drown his sister multiple times. And like I said, I wish you guys could have seen the severity of the situation because it's don't take it lightly. This boy literally pushed her further under the water, smiled at me as I was coming towards him and yelling at him to let her up. He is on recording saying the reason why he wanted to murder them is because he didn't want siblings, which is put in his head by CPS and the mental home. I can prove that as well. Oh yeah. The day that Tiffany left here was the second time that David tried to drown his sister. It's not including the fight that took place in the front yard that Tiffany couldn't control, or the fight that took place in the backyard that Tiffany couldn't control. Right. She ignores it and just yells, which that's not going to do anything. Can't ignore it. They're kids. You gotta be honest. And she wasn't. Now, is that neglect? Yes. That is very dangerous neglect. All because I get it. We had just gotten him back and we didn't want to go through that again. We have no choice. This child is doing things that he is not safe and he won't listen to being safe. So you don't take another chance with that. We already took 2 chances and that was one too many. And that was for you. Well, her. Not you, David. Your mom. And then when he did it the second time, she knew. That was it. That's why she left. That's why the peace order came. She even had David and Kirsten yelling and cussing at me that day. But they sat here on the video and said that peace order was fake. Even though she had them mad at me that day. Now, she didn't take the other 2 boys. Left them here for 2 weeks. But she puts in the report that she's scared for herself, David, Kirsten, and the boys. Okay, now, we left that peace order in play. I never took it away. But by the time the court date come up, she had already put in another peace order to get the boys. Talon and Nolan, even though they weren't in any harm. Neither was she. Right. That's that silver bullet. She knew she had to stack stuff up because she knew I was going to be on David and her for not doing what they were supposed to do. Now, she's already been in trouble for neglect on him once before, and I'm the one who saved her ass on that one. I should have let Sarah Ellis and them just tear her apart. But no. I protect her. get her settled down and tell her, look, you can't be doing this. You need to do what's right. I get, okay, okay, all mad and whatever. But it never changes. She just finds a way to slowly throw it on me. Wow. So, the night of the accident, I get a text message from my son. I literally had just pulled in my driveway. I mean, literally just pulled in the driveway. And he's texting me. I'm talking to him, trying to calm him down. And telling him we can talk about this when we see each other. I was just tired, and I figured he would calm down and listen like most of the time he does. He'll breathe heavy and whatnot. What I forgot to factor in is the fact that his Nana is there. And she sees a way to start trouble after me and him talking and me doing what I'm supposed to do. So she antagonizes. And I bet you she was doing it the whole way down the road. Oh, I guarantee it. Can I prove that? Yes. So could Tiffany if she ran her mouth. But for some reason, she wants to go the other way. And I think it was so she could get all her hands on that money and piss me off. She knew it. I don't believe she'd be in as much trouble if she actually did something about it. But she won't. But then again, I don't know. Because it was still neglect that got them killed. See, that's how it's Tiffany and her mother's fault. They all knew they were going to get paid, whether they just got hurt or killed. And tell you the truth, under the circumstances and the way they act, I don't think they were worried about if they got killed. Now, I'm pretty sure I can prove that as well, just from the level of negligence. Now, is it tragic for Tiffany to have to face this? Yes. But that's accountability. When you're a parent, you need to make sure they are safe at all costs. Yes, we understand accidents happen, but this was not an accident. This was an incident. And you can see from everything. Wasn't no tire in the road. Wasn't no oops. So, sorry, but not sorry. Y'all did it. Y'all need to face up to it. I don't give a shit about the money. You know me, I will find a way to get back to work. Yeah, I've been out of work longer. Yep, and her and my mom, when I first got here, and they found out how my business worked. Next thing you know, it's getting tagged by somebody that only makes like $12 an hour. Yeah, this person also stole from this company and then got her job back. Right. Now, the company before that, Joseph A. Bank, that she was working at, she tricked them into believing she was an abused pregnant mother so she could sleep all day. Right. She told them that she works all day, and when she comes home, I make her do nothing but take care of the kids and clean the house, and she can never get any sleep. That was not the truth. I took care of those kids all day long. The only time she had to take care of them before or after work is if I had a night job, which barely ever happened, or if I had a day job and she had to work the nighttime to close. Because every once in a while she had to work a little bit early, unless that was a lie. But normally she closed the store. She was considered a manager because she had a key, which is considered a key holder. My friend is the one that gave that job to her because they didn't want to pay me for the maintenance work I did at their house. Yeah. Yeah, the lady called me up, Miss Mixes, flipping out about her sink and all this, and I'm like, what's the matter? And she's like, it won't drain, and every time I get it to drain, it A little while later, it clogs back up. I said, you need your septic pumped. She said, no, I don't. I said, well, when was the last time you had it pumped? Oh, I can't remember. You definitely need it pumped then. Really? Yes, really. Or you got a pipe that's clogged. Well, could you come and check it out? And I checked it out. And guess what? I got it to go down. And I snaked the pipes out. And guess what? It was a full septic. And I told her everything to expect. Make sure they stir it up. Make sure they take solid and liquid, not just liquid, or it's going to clog up in the bottom. You're going to have to replace it. Well, maybe you should be here. I can't. Yeah, this is the lady. I redid, power washed her house, repainted her deck, and repainted her living room, or family room, breezeway, and laundry room. Right. Got a little bit of paint on the brick, which you all know. It's latex paint. You just take a brush and take it off. I had a friend that needed some, money. It was actually my stepbrother, Matt's girlfriend. He was supposed to come with me and do it. But the morning of, he threw a fit and didn't want to go to work. And she was like, I'll go. So I took her. Oh boy, was that a mistake. Now, mind you, my friend has inside and outside cameras, which that wouldn't have made a difference anyway. And I didn't know they were installed yet. She was telling me a couple of weeks before I started painting that she was planning on it because she had some stuff going on around the house. And I told her it'd be a damn good idea. So, lo and behold, hopefully, luckily she had them installed. And she happened to show up I believe her name was Summer. Because after she cleaned the brick off, she just laid down on the couch and took a nap while I finished painting, which didn't take long. It was only like maybe an hour or two. It was actually 4th of July of that year. We actually went out to the fireworks right afterwards. Yeah, that was before Tiffany wrecked my car. I say that the way I did because I know it was deliberate. I know it was. Just everything about it. Well, I've been hit, in vehicles with the firewall being destroyed and all that at 70 miles an hour. Okay? And I've never been thrown into another seat with a seatbelt on. With a seatbelt off, and I've jumped into another seat to get away from stuff. Like go-kart riding and stuff when they would play rough. Yeah, I'd do that kind of stuff in a two-seater go-kart just to get away from the impact. But anytime I had a seatbelt on and got hit, I mean hard. I mean, there's times I got rolled all the way across the field in a go-kart, and I never ended up in the other seat. But she got hit at about 45, 50 miles an hour in the side of the firewall, which did tear the hell out of my frame. It totaled my car. But she ended up jumping into the passenger seat. She said she got thrown, but she had no bruising on her legs, no bruising anywhere, not from the seatbelt being ripped off or anything like that. She had a little bit of whiplash. That was it. Right. And the car hit her driver's side. Yeah. So it was an older car, but that's one reason why I got older cars was because they're stronger. They are. It actually was an 87, which it was her birth year. The other one I had was an 87 also, but it was an RS. It was a 2-door instead of a 4-door. And I ended up finding a 4-door that was two-tone that was almost exactly like it. Yeah, I paid $800 for it. Oh, it was worth it. And guess who owned it? Betty White. No, not that Betty White, but I thought that was funny. But that's what I do to save money. Yeah, I'll get safe cars that last for cheap. See, be back on later.